Hello everyone and welcome back to Monsters of the Past. As always, I'm your host Mr.G. We've talked about plenty of pterosaurs before on this channel, but today we're talking about the first baby. Well, not the first to ever exist, but the first one discovered. Whatever. Anyway, this is the megalosaur of pterosaurs, and it is pterodactyl. Pterodactylus means wing finger. It's unknown what family it belonged to, and it was a carnivore that lived during the late Jurassic in Europe. Now, Pterodactylus was not a large animal at all. It had a wingspan of only about 4 feet long, and as an animal, it was pretty unremarkable. It just ate small animals. But Pterodactylus is a very important animal in paleontology. Not only was it the first pterosaur discovered, but it was discovered before the first dinosaurs were. Because of this, no one knew what to make of this thing when it was discovered. It clearly wasn't a bird or a bat, but it definitely had some sort of arm attachments. Some people early on even suggested it was an amphibian that mostly lived in the sea and it swam through the water like penguins. And at one point, they were even classified as a transitional species between mammals and birds. However, eventually people properly realized that it would have had wing membranes that would allow it to fly, though it was then classified as a bat relative and therefore a mammal. For many years after this, what this thing was basically heavily debated, until eventually people realized that it was a reptile. Well, that's the end of the story for Pterodactylus, as eventually larger pterosaurs like Pteranodon and Quetzalcoatlus were discovered, and they completely overshadowed the small reptiles, since in paleontology people only care about the big guys, unless they're raptors. Yeah. Anyway, while he might be stuck in the shadows of the big pterosaurs as an animal, one aspect about him has overshadowed them. You might recognize their name, Pterodactylus. Drop the us, you get pterodactyl, a name that's often used to describe all pterosaurs, despite only being officially applied to Pterodactylus and its close relatives. To this day, a lot of media calls pterosaurs pterodactyls, and when we see them, they're usually portrayed as vaguely pteranodon-looking creatures that have talons like an eagle and razor-sharp teeth, despite Pteranodon literally being named after its lack of teeth. Sometimes even give them a long tail like a rhamphorhynchoid. So yeah, pterosaurs don't have the best portrayals in media. I'd say they're alongside raptors in terms of prehistoric animals that never look right in media. Speaking of media, let's talk about that. Unfortunately, because of the whole pterodactyl being used as a synonym for pterosaur thing, it's difficult to filter out ones that are meant to be the original pterosaur, and which ones are just mutant pteranodons. But Jurassic Park has featured the creature a few times, like in Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder, the Jurassic Park Builder for mobile devices, where they're just a recolored pteranodon. Lovely. And they're in Jurassic World, the game. Other than that, yeah, everything else that I see called a pterodactyl is just a mutant pteranodon-looking thing, so yeah. I've been Mr. G, this has been Monsters of the Past, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.